Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Joe and I'm documenting my journey with kidney disease and dialysis because honestly, when I was starting out, I couldn't find enough real, honest content about what this actually looks like day to day. Today, we're diving deep into manual peritoneal dialysis, and I mean everything. The surgery to get the catheter fitted, the equipment you'll need at home, the actual step-by-step process of doing exchanges, and what it's really like living with PD. This is going to be about 15 minutes, so grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's get into it. The PD catheter surgery. Alright, so before you can do PD at all, you need the catheter. And yes, that means surgery. Now, I know the word surgery can sound scary, but let me walk you through what actually happens because it's really not as intense as it sounds. In the UK, this is usually a planned procedure. You'll have what is called classroom sessions with the PD team and meet with your surgeon beforehand. They'll explain everything and you'll have time to ask questions. The catheter itself is a soft, flexible tube that gets placed into your abdomen, specifically into something called the peritoneal cavity. One end stays inside and the other end comes out through a small opening in your skin, usually on one side of your belly. The surgery itself, for most people, it's done under local anesthetic and sedation. This is so that the surgeon can ask questions about the feeling of the catheter once it's placed inside. Some people have it done under general anesthetic. Either way, it's relatively quick, usually about an hour or so. Once I came around from the sedation, I felt sore and a bit dizzy, but nothing unbearable. They keep you in for monitoring, and then depending on how you're doing, you might go home the same day. Now, here's the important bit: healing time. Your exit site, that's where the tube comes out of your skin, needs time to heal properly before you can start using it for dialysis. For the first 2 weeks, you're advised to not have a shower so that the exit site can heal. 1 week after surgery, a PD nurse will come to your home to check the site and change the dressing. After about another week or so, you'll be doing daily dressings with guidance from your PD nurses. They'll teach you how to cover the area for showering, clean the area, spot any signs of infection, and how to protect the tube. And honestly, after those first few weeks, the tube just becomes part of life. You barely notice it's there. It's secure, it's tucked into your clothing, and as long as you're keeping it clean, it's surprisingly low maintenance. There are items you can get on Amazon which will help you with storing the tube. However, your PD nurse will teach you how to make a DIY pouch from gauze to store the tube. I'll link some of the products I've used and the one that I find to be most comfortable in the description below. Starting manual PD training. So once your catheter site has healed, it's time to start training for manual PD. And here's something really important to know. In the UK, everyone who chooses peritoneal dialysis starts on manual PD first. It doesn't matter if your long-term plan is to move to APD, the overnight machine, you'll still begin with manual exchanges. It's the standard pathway. Why? Because manual PD teaches you the fundamentals. You learn the technique, the hygiene protocols, the troubleshooting. And if something ever goes wrong with your machine down the line, or you choose to holiday in places where electricity isn't stable, you'll know how to do exchanges manually as a backup. The training itself is brilliant. You'll work one-on-one with a PD nurse, usually over a few sessions. They'll walk you through every single step until you feel confident. And trust me, they don't rush you. You practice under supervision until both you and the nurse are happy that you can do it safely at home. The training also considers anyone who will be helping you, and the PD nurses ensure that this person understands what they need to do. You'll learn things like how to set up your workspace, hand washing technique, which becomes almost obsessive in a good way, how to connect and disconnect the bags, how to drain, fill and manage the fluid, and what to do if something doesn't feel right. By the end of training, you'll have a folder full of information, emergency numbers, and a step-by-step guide. And honestly, even though it feels like a lot at first, it becomes second nature really quickly. The equipment you'll need. Let's talk about the practical side, what actually shows up at your house when you start PD. You will receive regular deliveries of dialysis supplies, and I'm not talking about a small box. I'm talking multiple large boxes, usually delivered twice a month. You will need a dedicated space for this, a spare room, a cupboard, a corner of your garage, somewhere clean, dry and organised. Here's what you'll typically have. dialysis fluid bags. These come in different volumes, usually 2-litre bags for manual PD. You'll go through 3 to 4 bags a day, depending on the regime you've been set, so you'll have a lot of them stocked up. Transfer sets. These connect your catheter to the dialysis bags. You'll use a new one every exchange. Clamps to control the flow of fluid. Always keep spares, as these can break easily. Disinfectant caps. These go on the end of your catheter when it's not connected to the bags to keep everything sterile. Note that these are very important and you need to be mindful of not dropping an open cap on the floor, otherwise you'll need a new cap as that one will have been classed as contaminated. Hand sanitizer and hand wash. Hygiene is everything with PD. Dressing supplies, sterile bores, tape, 2 pairs of scissors, wipes and cleaning solution for your exit site. A clean workspace. This could be a table, a trolley, or a dedicated area in your home. It needs to be wipeable and kept clean. Other items, a weighing scale to track fluid balance, a body scale to track your weight, warming plates for the fluid, and a blood pressure monitor. It sounds like a lot, but once it's set up and you've got a system going, it's manageable. Just be prepared for the space it takes up. Note that the majority of these items are provided to you, with a few items that you'll need to provide that you most likely already have at home. Your PD nurse will also teach you and your carer or partner how to count and order your supplies, read your calendar, and what to expect when you receive your supplies. I found it helpful to set a reminder on my phone on when to order supplies and know that 1 week after ordering, I will expect delivery. You need to ensure that someone is available to receive the delivery, as they will not deliver it to another address or leave it outside. The manual exchange process. Alright, now let's get into what a manual exchange actually looks like. This is the bit people are most curious about, so I'm going to walk you through it step by step. Each exchange has 3 main phases: drain, fill, and dwell. Step 1. Preparation. You start by setting up your clean workspace. Wipe down the surface, lay out your supplies, and wash your hands thoroughly, and I mean properly, like a surgeon. A hand washing chart is provided for you to keep at the station where you'll be washing your hands. Step 2. Connecting. You take your catheter and connect it to the transfer set and dialysis bag. Everything has to be done carefully to avoid contamination. There are seals on the tubing that needs breaking to control when fluid moves, so nothing flows until you're ready. Step 3. Draining. You release the clamp and let the used dialysis fluid drain out of your abdomen into a drain bag. This usually takes about 10 to 20 minutes. The fluid drains by gravity, so you're basically just sitting or standing there while it's emptying. You can read, watch something, or just zone out. Note that you can experience pain when the drainage gets to the end, but you can choose to shut off your catheter to stop the drainage, thus relieving the pain. Once it's drained, you clamp off the drain bag. Step 4. Filling. Now you let the fresh dialysis fluid flow in. Again, gravity does the work. You break the seal, release the clamp, and the new fluid flows from the bag into your abdomen. This takes another 10 to 15 minutes. Some people feel a bit of pressure or fullness as it goes in, but it's not painful. Step 5. Disconnecting. Once the bag is empty or you filled the right amount, you clamp everything off and put a fresh disinfectant cap on your catheter. You will then need to dispose of any remaining fluid as well as the drain fluid into the toilet and put everything into the bin bags provided for safe disposal. Step 6. Dwell time. Now the fluid just sits in your abdomen, doing its job, pulling out waste and excess water from your blood. This is called the dwell. Depending on your prescription, the dwell time is usually around 4 to 6 hours. Then you do it all over again until you've done the number of prescribed exchanges for the day. Most people on manual PD do 3 to 4 exchanges a day, so that's 3 to 4 times you're setting up, draining, filling and cleaning up. Each exchange takes about 30 to 40 minutes once you've got the routine down. Although you need to ensure that you do all your exchanges for the day, you can build your day around the treatment. You may have longer or shorter dwelling times. However, you need to ensure you're not skipping any session, as this is very important to your health. Restrictions and lifestyle adjustments. Let's be real for a second. PD does come with restrictions. Some are small, some take getting used to, but they're all manageable. Baths can be daunting as you're mindful of the exit site being submerged in water. You can get waterproof dressings for showers, baths, swimming pools and hot tubs. Ask your PD nurse on how you can order these. They are free, but you will need to know how to go about ordering them.
Lifting restrictions. You have to avoid heavy lifting or straining because it puts pressure on your catheter and your abdominal muscles. So no moving furniture or heavy gym sessions. Even moving your treatment supplies needs help or adaptation. Clothing adjustments. You'll probably find yourself wearing looser clothing, especially around your stomach. The tube is tucked away, but you're always mindful of it. Hygiene is non-negotiable. Clean workspace, clean hands, every single time. You get paranoid about it in the best way possible. Travel takes planning. You can absolutely travel on PD, but you need to arrange for supplies to be delivered if your supply company delivers to where you want to go. Should the company not deliver, you are allowed to carry your supplies yourself. However, you need to plan with your airline, accommodation, and PD travel nurse. It's doable, just not spontaneous. Social life shifts. You can still work, see friends, and live your life, but you're mindful of your exchange schedule. Transitioning to APD. After about 4 weeks on manual PD, once my exit site was fully healed and I was confident with the process, I transitioned to APD, automated peritoneal dialysis. APD is the overnight version. You connect to a machine before bed, and it does all the exchanges for you while you sleep. You wake up, disconnect, clean up, and your day is free. That's where I am now, and honestly, it's been life-changing. But starting on manual PD was crucial. It gave me the skills, the confidence, and the understanding of how PD actually works. And if my machine ever breaks or I'm away somewhere without it, I know I can do manual exchanges as a backup. I'll do a full video on APD soon, but just know manual PD is the foundation. So that's the full picture. Manual PD from surgery to daily life. It's a lot to take in, but if you're facing this decision or you're about to start, I hope this gave you a realistic, honest look at what it's actually like. Remember, your PD team is there to answer any questions you may have, help you fit the treatment around your day, and provide guidance on how to do the treatment for as long as you need. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Drop your questions in the comments, I read them all. And in the next episode, I'll be breaking down my current daily routine on APD and the things I wish someone had told me earlier. Thanks so much for watching. And remember, Jesus loves you and so do I.